this week, for our first week, I want to start with a practice that is just simply known as breath awareness. It's a fun practice to say in Sanskrit, the language of yoga. It is Anapana, which just is fun. It rolls off your tongue, Anapana. But Anapana is simply breath awareness. And so we're going to begin with this practice here. I'll invite everybody to lay back and down on your mats. Your heads can go to the back of the room, legs up towards the front. Everybody's got a pillow, I believe, so if your low back bugs you when you lay down, you may absolutely bring that pillow right underneath your knees so your legs can stretch out. Blanket can go under the head for a little extra support. And just a little sprinkle of knowledge for you as we go through the next 4 weeks. We will always experiment with breathing when we're laying down first because it's the easiest to feel. We then will take practices and move them up to a seat because it's more challenging for us to feel it from a seat. So for breath awareness here, all I want you to do is to first and foremost, make sure that your body feels as comfortable as it can be in this moment. So you might check in with your shoulders and notice if they're hiked up to the ears, drop them down. You might notice if your back doesn't feel right or your clothing has bunched up a little bit, you are welcome to adjust. And before we even begin observing the breath, I'd like to make one more note, just about the nature of the word mindfulness. It is not mindlessness. So before we proceed anywhere with any of these directions, any of these breaths, the goal of mindfulness is not to empty your mind, but to notice what the mind is full of and direct where the mind goes. So if, as you lay here, your mind feels busy and you are thinking about all the things, that's okay. With that said, I would love for you to just begin to pay attention to the fact that you're breathing. You don't need to change anything about your breath, except to simply be with it. And just notice, are you breathing through your nose or your mouth? Not a right or wrong right now, just observe. Can you feel your breath somewhere in your body? Maybe it's in your nose, maybe it's at your chest or your belly. Maybe you feel it somewhere completely different. And maybe you feel that breath in multiple places. See if you can just silently name those places. And then I just want you to notice, does your breath feel full or shallow or somewhere in between? Does it feel deep? Does your breath feel like it's fast or slow? Does it feel smooth or a little ragged? Does the inhale feel balanced with the exhale? Or does one move slower or faster than the other? just take a few more moments here, simply noticing the fact that you are breathing. And if you're noticing other things, sounds, thoughts, allow those to be there too. Just let the breath be one of the things you're thinking about. And the next time you take a breath in, just begin to add some small movements to the body by wiggling your fingers or wiggling your toes. Begin to transition over and onto our right hand side into a fetal tuck or a ball-like shape. I always think of it like a dog sleeping here. It's curled up, or how my cats sleep. And then wait for a breath in. When it comes, slowly bring yourselves up and into a seat. I'm not going to ask anybody to share anything aloud at this point in time, but what I would like you to do is, if you can, just think of one or two words that describe how that practice felt to you. And when you have one or two words that describe how that practice felt, just put one hand over your chest. I want you to notice that when you put your hand at your chest, more than likely you started breathing deeper and taking deeper breaths. And if you didn't already start taking deeper breaths, as soon as I told you that you should be taking deeper breaths, you know what you did? You took a deeper breath. A hand on our chest when we are feeling anxious is a really powerful tool to remind us to slow the breath down. So quite often, just to note those who have trouble and difficulty sleeping, this is something I'll do when I'm laying there, is just put a hand over my chest, or put like I have one of those like heavy stuffed animals or a weighted blanket over my chest, and it just creates a little bit of security and grounding. All right, you can bring that hand down. All right, hit stop here for stop 1.